Hi, I'm Kelsey, KPI strategist and dashboard creator at Innoic, where our mission is to help you become a metrics pro. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to protect your clients' financials. This is a very important topic and one that we don't want to overlook. As we all know, working in cyberland is awesome and comes with tons of perks, but it also comes with added responsibility of protecting your client's information. So I want to help you with this because if you show that you're proactive in this area, you will build trust much more quickly. Further, you will protect yourself as well from any legal ramifications or financial losses. And you will save yourself so much more time. Accenture did a study not too long ago. It's their latest cost of cybercrime study, and they said that it takes 50 days, 50, to resolve a malicious attack. So now that we've talked about why this is important, let's talk about some ways and hows that you can put your client's mind at ease. Of course, we will go over these in more detail in our next video, but the biggest thing with this, if you can get this down now, the biggest thing with this is trust. This is a trust building exercise. So anything that you can do to shift ownership to yourself and show that you've already been thinking about them in your process, this will build trust. The best way that I've found to get into this mindset is to have what we call an entrepreneurial mindset. So, if you haven't heard of this term before, what is an entrepreneur? This means that you see your client's business as your own business. So therefore, you will begin to think about it and protect it as your own. This includes in the financial and data security realm as well. Also, helping your client understand why it benefits them to share their financials with you. You can have conversations like, I like to think of this as the if this happens, and if this doesn't happen conversation. So, for example, you might say to them, if you're able to share the financials, this is what I can do to add value more quickly, and then insert a way that you typically add value when you have this information. And then if you're not ready to share financials at this time, then these are some things we can do to work around that. So, and think of your thoughts behind that as to how you feel you can work with that situation and what works for you and that particular client. It may vary a little bit by client, but the main point of that is it needs to feel like an option that the client is making. Yes, you know that you can add more value the more of this information that you have, but they are giving a big part of their life to you. Their financials are something that is near and dear to them. Oftentimes I hear that this is the first time they have shared this type of information. And so it is very, very closely held. And so you it needs to be their option of when they feel comfortable and that they can trust enough to give this information. And so that is what that if this can happen option, but if this cannot happen now option, like that is what that conversation helps you to do. So now that we've talked about how you can get your clients more comfortable, let's talk about some actual process details and tactics that you can do. So these are things that you can share about your process to help them become more comfortable with what you're doing. Not only help them become more comfortable, but you yourself. There may be some new things in here that you want to implement. The more and more you up level in your own services, it's just good to come back to and refresh these in your business processes with your clients. So I'm just going to run through this list. We will go into more detail on these in the next video. So this is more just a bulleted list. So be thinking about things like sharing with them. You can say, we already have an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement in place that we will sign to protect your confidential information. We only use software that we trust. That's another point that you can share with them. Additional to that, file sharing is one of those things that is a common question. So telling them that we only place or share files where there is encryption. And another thing that can be overlooked but very important is how you even use passwords and password sharing. So just like files, your passwords will need to be encrypted. One rule of thumb that I use is I never save passwords in my browser. Another thing that you can do is implement and share with your client, hey, our team is trained to know what cyber scams look like. So, for example, my administrative assistant, I would want to hold her accountable and help her understand what it's like to not click on links, things like that. And so, again, those are just some high level bullet points. I would love to encourage you to stay tuned for our next video. In my next video, I will go into more detail on each of these bullets that we just talked about, and more specifically, what I do to help my clients feel protected. So stay tuned. And I want to thank you for watching this video. I would encourage you to, if you like what you see, I encourage you to like this channel, um, subscribe to this channel, and hit the like button on this video. Thank you very much.